So welcome, I'm Chris Cooney with the Chamber of Commerce, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our 6th annual Multicultural Business Forum, which we are combining with our COVID resources call. This is our 48th week of these calls. We were starting off, as most of you know, weekly, and then we went to bi-weekly, and we're continuing on with that. And we've got some great speakers scheduled moving forward. We've got Congressman Keating, who's going to be with us in 2 weeks, and we also have talks with Congressman Lynch and the governor coming up. So this call is being recorded, and we would ask you, if you have a question, to post it down below in either the chat or the Q&A, and we'll ask our panelists to answer as they can. And if you have questions for our second panel, then please present that and just indicate who you'd like to answer the question. I want to also mention the folks that have partnered with us today. Brockton is such a wonderfully diverse gateway city with a rich history and a very bright future. In fact, Brockton's strength lies in its people and its diversity. Brockton's diversity today is what the United States will reflect in 2050 based on demographic trends. U.S. will be a minority-majority community or country by 2050. In addition to our partners, we also have a number of members for various community partners on the Zoom call today. These partners include the NAACP of Brockton, the Cape Verdean Association, the Haitian Community Partners, the Old Colony Planning Council, Brockton Rotary Club International, Brockton Area Transit Authority, the South Shore Haitians United for Progress, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, who's been participating increasingly in chamber programs. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Northeastern Savings Bank, who's represented here today by Gina Kim and Gina, and for their support of this program over the last few years. Really appreciate that. It's now my pleasure to introduce the mayor for an update. He and I saw each other yesterday. I think you did have your track shoes on. We were touring the new JM Pet Resort, which is just extraordinary. I've never heard or seen anything like it in this country, and they just have everything for animals, from retail to surgery to VIP spa treatment for some animals to routine daycare for other animals. And they have a whole new cat division they just added this year. The poor one client cat was a little lonely, I think, but they're filling that up quick, I think, from what Jenny tells me. Anyway, welcome there.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. And Jenny Mather and her husband, that was a wonderful day. Great ribbon cutting. Their investment is unbelievable. I took the tour, Chris. I know you were taking it before I got in there. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's sleek. It's really providing a wonderful service up on Pearl Street, and we support that. We welcome that. We thank them, quite honestly. So in terms of where we are with COVID, as I do in every 2 weeks, the sad news is we lost another resident overnight. We are at 404 loss of lives in the city, residents 404. It's tragic, and our thoughts go to their surviving loved ones. We're over 12,000 total cases now. We're at 12,025 total cases since the state started to calculate. Good news is finally last night when the state came out, we were downgraded from a red classification to a yellow classification. It's awesome. It's really been a collaboration with a lot of public and private partners. But with that being said, we can't let our guard down. We could pop back up the red today. So we have to continue to be diligent and vigilant and wearing the masks and social distance. And the vaccine rollout is saving lives. I just wanted to quickly, again, just inform the general public that President Biden decided, and we thank him, to designate a federal allotment to Brockton Neighborhood Health Center under the leadership of Zouzoua. So they get their federal allotment of vaccines now, which is in the thousands on a weekly basis. The city Board of Health, we do our city clinic, we get it in the hundreds, but we're combining our efforts. We're working again as a team, working together. So Shaw's Center, we were able to renovate based upon our federal money from the CARES Act. And we have pivoted from Brockton High School clinic to Shaw's Center, and it's Monday through Friday now. But because of Sue and her team over there and President Biden, we have now 10 National Guard members that are clinicians giving out the shots. We are really focused, heightened on our seniors, our most vulnerable population. But we are doing an outreach to, as you said, Chris, a beautiful, diverse community. If we look at statistically the numbers of vaccines given out, our white residents are getting a much more than our people that live in the Brockton of color. Specifically, when we look at our Cape Verdean population and our Haitian population, the numbers of people getting shots are really down, and we need to build that. We need people to roll up their sleeves and get the shots. So I do 2 calls a week with all the pastors, and they're all different ethnic backgrounds and all different congregations. And their outreach far surpasses mine as mayor. But we're in this together. We've lost too much people, businesses, everyone's suffering. So the light at the end of that proverbial tunnel is there. The vaccine is proven. So again, we need to continue our efforts and work together to make sure the people that qualify get the shot. As mayor, people said, you already got your shot. No, I'm in the general public phase 3. And as soon as we're in phase 3, I'm rolling my sleeve up and I take my mayor hat off, and I'm a husband and a dad. Those are my 2 most important jobs, and I want to be around. So let's continue our efforts together. I want to thank Susan. She's been on this, and Eli and Chris, your team and Metro South is awesome. But I want to also just recognize everybody that's here today. I see my friend, Mr. Texera. I see Kimberly Zouzoua as well. And interested to listen and learn. The Black Dolls, Fusion Dolls is an awesome thing for Brockton. It's awesome. So again, it's the next generation, and I'm just so excited to be here. So thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Mayor. There was a quick question there. I think I know the answer to this, but someone's asking if the Shaw Center is open to non-residents of Brockton at this time. And
so the Shaw Center right now, with the Board of Health, it's Brockton residents. With Neighborhood Health Center, it's Brockton residents, but if you are a patient of Neighborhood Health Center, you do not live in Brockton, then you can come there. We have it on the city website, brockton.ma.us, how to register. Again, we are not a regional site. We are a local city site right now. State didn't designate us as a regional site. So right now we are protecting the interest in trying to get the shots in Brocktonians. But again, I would hope that would be expanded to save all other neighboring communities as well.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know the city of Brockton has the most people of color by percentage of any community in Massachusetts. And so I think it's important to have those spaces available for residents of the city, especially, as you say, to get those numbers up. So that's great.
2 things, Chris, just to touch that again, to try to do a further reach out in the community. We hired here, and I authorized it, Board of Health ambassadors. One has connections to Cape Verdean Association. And again, we also have a DPH liaison. We are using multiple languages to get the information out. But again, these are the forums. This is it, right? A captured audience. We got to tell our family, our friends, our loved ones, and our connections, because at the end of the day, we've heard too much, and we need to turn the page and keep moving in a progressive way.
Thank you, Mayor, for all you're doing. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I wanted to turn to Susan Whitaker, who's our representative from the Mass Office of Business Development. Susan, welcome. Can you give us a little briefing?
Yeah, so I think most people know, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but on Monday, we began step 2 of phase 3. And the governor also announced that provided that the health metrics continue on a positive trajectory, that we will be moving into step 1 of phase 4 on March 22nd. And I will just note that many businesses who are in that grouping that are looking to reopen on March 22nd are really looking for further guidance. And usually that sector specific guidance is updated on the website at least a week before. So if it's not there now, but they are working on that. So that will be released at least a week before. So if you're looking for it, know that it's getting worked on. It'll be forthcoming. And then there's just a few quick unemployment updates. They're instituting a new identification system for traditional UI claimants, which is starting today. And it's the ID.me. It's a mobile-friendly method of identity verification. So it's helping to get payments out faster to legitimate claimants. As you know, we've had, there's been elements of identity theft nationally dealing with unemployment claims. And so these are the steps that we're taking to try to eradicate that from happening again. So The initial group of claimants who's really going to benefit from this are those who are currently waiting for identity verification issues to be adjudicated. So the Department of Unemployment Assistance will implement ID.me for existing UI claimants starting today. And then they're going to be adding for new claimants in the coming weeks. So for anyone who's clearing the ID.me process, a notice of approval is going to be issued online, and then unless there's any other issues, payments are going to be made to the claimant within several days. So this is really going to speed up the process. That's one of the problems that's been happening, is that because of the breach, it's just taken people a long time to be able to get their checks because they've had to do so much due diligence on the back end. So this is really going to help speed things up. They're also implementing additional multi-factor authentication measures. So that's just another level to help prevent any additional cybersecurity attacks. And then I know a lot of businesses are awaiting information on the unemployment insurance rates, and that's still looking, we're still waiting for the legislature to make a decision on that. So we are hopeful that that will get passed and that we won't see that 60% plus jump on the unemployment rates. And that's really all I have for updates.
That's great, Susan. Thank you for that, especially on the unemployment. That was there was some fearful news out in December that employers are going to see a 60% increase in the middle of all this on their unemployment rate, which they need to pay each and every pay period. And that's been delayed now for 3 months. And I think what you're referring to at this point is that it's still, at this point, not going to be implemented. It's going to be trying to be pushed back a little bit further, right?
Yeah, they're looking to put a rate freeze on it. So hopefully that will, there's still going to be an increase, but it won't be the same level of increase that is projected to be in right now without that legislative change.
Okay. So thank you. I know Larry Andrews from the Mass Growth Capital was on, and he talked briefly about the loans to employers who were not able to get access to loans in more traditional ways. And he announced that 1,000 companies had received loan grants of $38,000 on average.
That's right. That was this week.
Wow, that's extraordinary. Are they still accepting
applications?
applications?
12,000 applications in total.
Okay.
And so we also mentioned that if you are waiting to hear back, or if you're still questioning if you've submitted a loan application and you're thinking it's been a little too long, they're encouraging you to go on to Submittables and submit a question there, because they have customer service reps who are monitoring that, and they will get back to you. So yeah.
Emma, can we go ahead and post that down below the website? That's MGCC you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Mass Growth Capital Corporation.
Yeah.
And they're administering funds for the state. So that's great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. And if there's questions for Susan, please post them down below and we'll try to get to them, or she will answer them one-on-one. So thank you. So wanted to introduce Eli at this point. This is the first time in a year he has not been on, but I happened to be in a briefing with his boss. I didn't see him on the call, but perhaps something has prevented him. Bob Nelson, who's the head of the SBA, was mentioning that 47,000 PPP loans were approved since the beginning of the year, totaling $4.5 billion for Massachusetts businesses. That's extraordinary. And hats off not only to the legislation that provided those funds, but the banks that administer it. A lot of people don't realize that banks get overrun with applications. Of course, everybody's worried about getting their application and getting all the materials in. And so the bankers have been doing yeoman's work overtime to get that done. He also announced that already 1.7 million loans have been forgiven in Massachusetts. The average loan was below 100,000, and if you're under 150,000 PPP loan, you're eligible for complete forgiveness now. So that's something worth discussing with your banker. He also mentioned that effective February 22nd through March 9th, only businesses below 20 employees applications will be considered for PPP. They're trying to do is give the small businesses the extra attention and time needed with the bankers to apply for and receive these loans, which will be forgivable loans, which will become grants. He also talked about how some loans were rejected based on net income. So for a lot of self-employed folks and a lot of folks in the seasonal trades, the number is now going to be changed to gross income. And as a result, many businesses will qualify for PPP that hadn't already. So again, reach out to your banker or visit the SBA Q&A section. I think Lexi can find that and get it posted. If you have any questions on any of this, please post it down below or check out the metrosouthchamber.com website. It is full of resources, commonly asked questions about these programs, as well as links and email addresses and phone numbers to get direct answers to your questions. So the other last piece I'll mention is the employee retention tax credit. A lot of folks have not heard about that, but they should consult their accountant and their payroll service. Many organizations, nonprofits, and businesses are eligible. If you had 2 months in the year 2020 where you lost year over year 25% or more, just 2 months, then you'd be eligible for this employee retention tax credit. And it's $5,000 per employee for 2020 retroactive. And I think it's up to $10,000 per employee for the first 2 quarters of 2021. So that is under talked about. Oh, and I see Eli just joined us, but I'm going to save him for the end because I want to jump over to our panel and so we can hear these extraordinary stories from our inspirational business owners and business people. It's now my pleasure to welcome our MC for the afternoon program, Mahsa Khanbabai. And I love saying her name. She goes, "How do you say that right?" And I said, "I don't know. It's melodic and I love saying it." Mahsa Khanbabai is with us. She serves as a committee chair of the board of directors of the Metro South Chamber of Commerce. So she also serves on our executive board as well. She's the founder of Khanbabai Immigration Law and has dedicated her legal career to immigration issues, representing individual, nonprofit, educational, and business clients. Her office is in Easton, but she serves clients and speaks on immigration issues internationally. And we're fortunate to have her with us moderating our panel. So welcome, Mahsa.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Truly, the Metro South region is a rich tapestry of people from different cultures and backgrounds who all contribute to the strengths of our region. And as an immigrant myself from the Middle East, from Iran, and as a resident of Easton and an employer in the region, I can't imagine living here without such an amazing and convenient access to so many different flavors and arts and culture. And so it's an honor for me to MC this event. And I only wish we could do it in person so that we could see and feel the amazing energy and talents of our diverse membership. As an immigration attorney, I have the privilege of working with people from around the world, from physicians and other healthcare providers to specialty chefs and computer engineers with their visa needs, and to help families try to bring loved ones to the United States with visas. So I have the opportunity to learn from their cultures, their work, see their strengths and their growth and their contributions to our community. And so there is no doubt in my mind that diversity is our strength. We need to cultivate that, to share the beauty of our diversity with our colleagues, our neighbors, and highlight the positive impact to all of us. And I know that my team at Khanbabai Immigration Law and all of us at the Metro South Chamber strive to recognize and cultivate diverse leadership, to facilitate minority business growth, and to promote it for the benefit of our region and beyond. And so soon we're going to hear from several small business owners and community leaders who have realized their dreams, furthered their education, refined their skill set, and have achieved much success. And we don't succeed alone. I've certainly relied on my village, and through resources, organizations, mentors, and networks that are available to all of you, these three have not only achieved success, but have in turn benefited so many. And we hope that you'll listen to their brief stories and become inspired to move closer to your dreams of starting or growing a business. So first, we're going to start off and speak with Gina Kim of Northeastern Savings Bank, who is the sponsor of today's event. Northeastern Savings Bank mission was built on a simple idea. Local people and their businesses are best served by a local bank with local interests at heart. And Northeastern Savings Bank is a true community bank with both personal and business services, whether you're looking for a mortgage, starting a business, or saving for the future. We know that you will get down-to-earth personal service from a financially focused team. And so a century later now, they're still a mutual institution with a big heart. So Gina Kim, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Senior Vice President and Chief Culture Officer.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure being here and being with you all today. And thank you very much for that introduction.
Yeah, sure. So Gina, we'd love to hear a little bit about Northeastern Savings Bank and its recent growth in the Metro South region.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you said, Northeastern Savings Bank is a mutual bank, and we have had tremendous growth over the last few years. We recently went through a merger about a year and a half ago, and since then we were able to really, expand our footprint in the South Metro area, and it has been an absolute amazing experience for us to be able to be partners with the small business associations to meet and take care of our neighborhood and our people. I think, like the mayor was saying, which he said, he's a dad, he's a husband, and she's a son. We work with real people, and we're real people too. So when we're working with small businesses or business owners, especially lately, who've been just with the crisis of COVID, we understand that decisions need to be made in a partnership way, and it needs to be done in a timely manner because things were changing, especially with the PPP loans going on. I mean, my president, Richard Spencer, he's been with the bank, and he had to roll up his sleeves, and he's doing the underwriting for the PPP loans. It was all hands on deck because we knew that this was important to our neighborhood. This was important to the people that we serve.
So, I mean, speaking of that, right, we have a diverse industry base, community base. Mm-hmm. The towns in the region are all have their unique needs. So what is Northeastern Savings Bank doing that's so effective to lending to these communities?
I think, again, it starts, with our people and our partnerships. It's not just about, especially in my world, in culture and people and in charge of human resources, it even starts with the hiring. We hire people who really want to make a difference in the community. That's the first and foremost. Our president, our senior leadership, our board of trustees will be the first to tell you it has to be a culture fit. And the culture fit is about collaborating and serving and making a difference in the people that we touch. And with that comes with the technical abilities, of course, and the work ethic that is especially now in banking, that's been demonstrated, right, with helping our people in that way.
Yeah, I think that's really important. They're lucky to have you heading that up. So where is Northeastern Savings Bank headed in terms of its commitment to its employees, to the community, mutual banking, and serving its customers?
Well, we are able to really serve our customers, both nonprofit, real estate, commercial, small business, residential, as you said as well. And we can do that because we're not a stock-owned bank. We don't have the stockholders that we report to. We don't have all those quarterly meetings. I came from a stock-owned bank, so I definitely know that world. We're in a mutual bank. Our commitment is to our depositors. Our commitment is to the economy, to make sure that our neighborhoods we're providing jobs, we're providing loans, we're providing nonprofit funds and charity. So with that being so focused with our future, we believe that we could make better decisions, we can make quicker decisions, and it's really about the partnership that we have with our business owners.
Thank you, Gina. Appreciate it and sharing all of this information with us. And thank you for sponsoring this event today.
It's my pleasure, and it's great to be with you guys today. Thank you very much.
So next, we're going to be talking to our business panel. I'd love to give introductions about each of them and their really inspirational business stories. So we're going to be welcoming Widline Pyrame from Fusion Dolls, David Teixeira of Mattress Maker of New England, and Kimberly Zouzoua of Center for Women and Enterprise. So first on the panel, who's going to be sharing her story is Widline Pyrame. She was born in Haiti, a predominantly Black nation, and Widline remembers at the age of 9 battling self-appreciation and self-esteem issues due to the bombardment of toys and media imagery that show fair complexion women with straight hair. And she remembers a perception of self-love that started to enter her mind when her uncle gave her and her sister a Black doll. And some of her first memories of her and her sister fighting over the doll because it was so special, because it looked like them. And so she was shocked to see that this doll existed and was staring at it in amazement. And so now Widline has taken that same passion to try to help girls of all hues by creating a diversity of dolls that look like them. She empowers them to love their looks, and she made a promise to create dolls that would provide a connection for other children. And through her vision of inclusion for all children wanting to identify with something special to them, Fusion Dolls was created. It's a platform that gives parents easy access to Black dolls, and Widline believes it's important for them to learn to self-love at an early age. And since most little kids tend to identify with their dolls, having a doll that looks like them can only build their confidence. And so every child deserves to know that they're beautiful just the way that God created them. And Fusion Dolls' mission is to spread diversity, awareness, and to encourage our children to love themselves inside and out. And so Widline, we're so happy to have you join us today.
Thank you, Marsha. Thank you so much for having me.
So please, why don't you tell us a little bit about Fusion Dolls?
Yeah, so as everyone knows, so my name is Widline and I live in Brockton, and I'm so excited to be here because we just opened a place, in Westgate Mall, which is so exciting that more people are able to get our dolls in person. Because we were, many people was asking us, going online to get our dolls and so on. But now they can actually come in person, even though, it's COVID and everything, everyone is wearing their mask and they come and see us. So Fusion Dolls it's really about bringing diversity in the market. I remember when I was really young, we really didn't really have Black dolls. I remember my uncle had gave me one doll that was Black, but her hair was not the same as mine, So when I was in college and I went to Wheeler College for social work, in class, I remember they were showing us like a doll experiment. And that was when I really wanted to make sure that, when I'm done, when I graduate, I wanted to, really bring diversity in the market. Business wasn't my major, so I had to really get, familiar with like taking courses from different institutions. I even did like an accelerator program called E4All, and that really, really got me ready for me to, excel with my business. And I really believe each of us, have different goals, different things that God give us. And in mine, one of mine is really to, encourage kids to love who they are. Because I really believe if someone believe in themselves, there's so many things you can do, so that's why we're preaching to believe in yourself, believe that you are unique and you are enough. And, the kids can do anything they want to do as long as they work hard for it.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And so what have you found like supportive in the community here that's helped you, that you would think others in the community could get inspiration from as well?
For me, the Metro Chamber South really have been helping me. When I first got to Brockton, I was a member, but I wasn't as involved. But during COVID, I became really involved. I went to all the meetings, connecting with them. And Chris Crony, I really admire him so much. They even, got a dozen of our dolls to different local hospitals here, and also my brother's keeper. And there's so much resources here, so that's I think everything is really about connection. It's good for you to put yourself out there, when it comes to if there's something that you don't know, for you to connect with people, because if you just stay on your own, you're not gonna know what's going on. It's good for you to share what you need so you can connect with the right people, because everyone have their own resources, you know. So for me, that's really helped me, and also just share what I need and share what I have, so you know, I can connect with the right people and for me to grow. So that's been definitely very helpful to me.
Wonderful. Well, I definitely know that there are a lot of groups in the area that would love to hear about your dolls and to see how they could get involved. What's the best way for people to find out about what you do?
So the best way is you, if you're in Brockton, you can come see us at Westgate Mall, because we open every day. You can come see us. We right across from Old Navy and Claire's. We right like in the middle where all the traffic comes and all the kids, which is so exciting. And then or you can go to our website, www.fusiondoll.com, and you can follow us on Instagram at Fusion Dolls, and also on Facebook. And I'm also really open to talking about, you know, our mission, because it's more than just doll, you know. It's about, you know, seeing yourself, reflecting. And in our dolls is more like, for example, the hair, you can learn, like the kids can learn how to do hair. They can learn, you know, when they see like the culture with the clothes and everything. Our clothes are handmade and everything. So in different for example, if there's like a Haitian festival, we'll have Haitian outfits. If there's, so we trying to stay connected with whatever's going on in the community, so we can represent our kids and also celebrate diversity, celebrate self-love. So this is what we are about.
Well, thank you, Widline. I appreciate you joining us, telling us about Fusion Dolls and how people can hear more about it and how you've been able to grow based on a lot of the resources in the community. Thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. So next we have David Teixeira of the Mattress Maker of New England. He was born in the Cape Verde Islands, a small country off of the coast of West Africa. And David came to the States at a very young, eager age to live the American dream. He had a big vision of making a difference in the world, not only for his immediate family, but for the human family. And because of his work ethic and the willingness to work hard, it's why he's a proud owner of the business. David graduated from Brockton High School in 1986 and attended Massasoit studying criminal justice. David made a decision to follow his gut and left Massasoit to study auto mechanics, worked for a year, graduated, and then decided to return to Mattress Maker and worked at the warehouse. Over time, he was promoted to a supervisor position, worked there for about 9 years, and in 2006, the owners recognized definitely something in him and offered him the opportunity to purchase the business, which he gladly accepted. He's also the owner of D&J Holdings and Apollo's Furniture, which were established over 40 years ago. David's a proud father of 5 children and credits his success to his deep caring about people, his employees, his clients, and of course, his loyal customers. So David, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you much for the introduction. It's my pleasure to be here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my business. Like I said, I came from Cape Verde. I was born in Cape Verde. I was on the young age when I came here. I was only 11 to live the American dream. And I did. I'm still living the American dream. Graduated from Brockton High, class of 86. Like I said, I went to Massasoit, did for a year and a half. Then I decided it wasn't for me. I went auto mechanic because I want to be a auto mechanic. Did that, graduate, then did that for a year. Then I said, you know what, this is not for me. Went back to Mattress Maker when I started when I was 14 years old, part-time. And I worked there. I worked from the bottom up, the American dream. And worked there for 9 years. Then the previous owner, Paul Rosenblatt, named me as a supervisor for the Mattress Maker. So I did that for another 6 years. Then I approached the previous owner, Paul Rosenblatt, that I want to buy the business. And he was at the end. of his journey. And he said, I would be glad to sell you the business. So in 2006, I bought the business. And after I bought the business, that's when the economy crashed in 2007, 2008. And I was just a nerve wreck because, you know what, I had a loan, I had a business, a new business owner, and I said, what I'm gonna do? But when you have a goal, you got a dream, you keep fighting. And that's what I did. And I fought, and I did. And today, I can just say I'm a proud owner of the Mattress Maker. We serve whole New England, and we got over 100 stores that we sell our product, our mattress to. And I'm also one of the largest real estate owner in the city. That's called D&J Holding. And last year, we just bought a Paul's Furniture, and we are a Brockton. We ain't going nowhere. This is a city that I love. I'll do anything for the city to invest, to protect, and to move our city forward.
Thank you, David. So what are some of the things that you have found helpful to you, obviously besides your grit and determination to succeed? And what advice would you have for others who are looking to try to, strike out on their own?
If you focus on working hard, see what you want to accomplish, and the sky's the limit. Nobody can stop you from doing what you want to accomplish as long as you want to focus and work hard on it. And that's what I did. I'll tell you a little bit of story about myself that I didn't tell you. I lost my mother when I was 5. I was brought up by a grandmother. But she taught me right and wrong. And she said, you know what? You go to school, you go to school, you go to school, and you work hard. And that's what I did. And it pays off everything. Because I listened to her, I did what I did. I went to school, I worked hard, then here I am, a proud business owner. We own, when we say we, it's me and my kids. We own 4 businesses in the city, and we are keep growing.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, my father and I, we immigrated from Iran when I was a baby. And, he was the first person in his family to go to college, to let alone go to college. He became a physician, and to pick up and leave your country, to move across the world to somewhere new and to start a new life. Definitely it needs belief in yourself, hard work, and then a community to support you. And it sounds like you've been able to do that with Lean. And now I'd love to hear from Kimberly about her journey. So next we have Kimberly Zuzma of the Center for Women and Enterprise, an accomplished nonprofit executive with 20+ years of experience leading high-level operations, planning, and development functions for a diverse range of businesses and philanthropic organizations. Throughout her career, she's been recognized for her ability to launch innovative programs that have consistently helped organizations construct and implement strategic plans, expand their reach, achieve financial stability, and create a strong and sustainable company culture. And as we heard, these days, and especially today, right, having a strong, supportive company culture is really important. Kimberly is a highly sought after speaker and consultant in the areas of youth development, leadership, strategic business planning, and organizational development. And she has a passion for serving underserved communities and an undeniable belief in a person's ability to succeed when given the right opportunities. I hear a common theme here today. This is evident in her work through her positions with the corporate sector to her post as Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for the Center for Women and Enterprise, the Vice President of Business Development for the Robert F. Kennedy Children's Action Corps, and as Managing Director of the Coalition of Schools Educating Boys of Color. So Kimberly is proud to have served on many additional community and youth boards throughout Southeastern Mass. And in 2017, she officially launched Zouzoua Consulting LLC to aid business leaders in developing structurally sound, efficiently run, highly impactful, mission-driven organizations. Kimberly, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, for asking me to be here. I'm here on behalf of the Center for Women in Enterprise, and we are a resource to entrepreneurs. Our mission is that we are an economic empowerment organization, and we believe and we strive to strengthen communities and the economy by supporting women to launch and successfully sustain and lead and grow their businesses. We service all of New England. We have 5 centers, one in Rhode Island, one in New Hampshire and Vermont, and 2 in Massachusetts. I am a proud resident of Brockton, Massachusetts. My sons went to school here, ventured out as well. And so Brockton is my home. I also sit on the Mayor's Economic Council. And so the resources that we do with Center for Women in Enterprise, it is my goal and desire to bring them to our community. In regards to serving all women, we make an intentional effort to ensure that we work with and support women of color businesses. What we did last year, which is the first time in the history for the Center for Women in Enterprise, is that we launched the first Women of Color Business Summit, which was a summit that was developed by women of color entrepreneurs and business leaders for women of color entrepreneurs and business leaders. And it was a huge, huge success. We felt as though it was really important to create an environment where women of color business leaders and entrepreneurs could come together and discuss particular topics specifically that impacted them, and to create a network. I always mention the workshop that was developed out of that was diversity, inclusion, and equity, how to navigate when you're the only one. So really being able to have these conversations amongst ourselves in a safe space, also to encourage women of color to move forward. And even though it was a summit that was created for women of color and by women of color, we did invite our white sister counterparts to be part of us in that space, and really ask them to come and join us and utilize that as an opportunity to hear what we are saying. All right. So therefore, when they're in spaces where we are not represented, they can speak on our behalf and they can represent us there and speak and tell our stories. The center, we have served over, I think our numbers for last year was over almost 5,000 women. And 50% of those women were of color. And then we served a very large populace that were of African American, Latinx, Indigenous, and Asian background. And that a lot of our work is implemented within the Eastern Mass area where we saw the diversity work done. However, in that Boston area and in the Lawrence area, it was great, but we're needing to do more, and we desire to do more here in Brockton, and to let Brockton citizens know that we are here for you. So feel free to reach out to me. Even though we are still in that virtual form, we offer trainings to help women who are interested in starting their businesses. You can come in, well, not now because of COVID, but if you're interested in starting a business, you can give us a call. Someone will sit with you and walk you through your idea. If you're interested in launching your business, we have classes and resources that can help you start your business. And also, if you already have a business, we have classes, multi-week courses that help you put your business plan together. And we call it Bank Ready Business Plan. And we have an awesome relationship with Harbor One, which many of you are familiar with, where once you have completed our course, then you are ready to go in and meet with someone and speak to them regards to a loan. So we have those type of relationships that we're hoping that we can build. And I'm going to reach out to you, Gina, to see what we could do with Northeastern there in supporting small businesses. And not only do we just help our companies or small businesses get to that sustainability level, but we also have a mechanism where now they can become certified. We are affiliated with WBENC, which is the Women Business Enterprise National Council. And once you are certified through WBENC, you have access to all of the domestic companies within the United States and its territories. We have erected a great relationship with the state of Massachusetts, where we have reciprocity. So therefore now you can go for state contracts. And there's one other little form that you fill out through the WBENC certification, then now you become part of the federal opportunity to go for federal contracts. So, I mean, not only do we help you from idea, but basically, we're going to teach you how to fish, and then we're going to take you to the pond and we're going to bring the fish to you. So with WBENC and our relationships, we have awesome relationships with corporates where they actually pay a fee to be part of WBENC, our supplier diversity side. So now you're sitting at the table with your business and your wares in front of the table with a corporation. And that's what they pay, because they want that intimate relationship building type of relationship with you and with us, I should say. So therefore, we can now handpick particular vendors for you. And we have over 450 plus women business entities. And now we are moving, just as we are intentional in serving and helping women start their businesses. Now we are in a space where we're desiring to create a pipeline of women of color businesses to come through and to become certified. And I don't know if many of you are familiar with the city of Boston's disparity report that just came out, and how those numbers were really atrocious when it came to showing how many women of color businesses gained access to that. And I know we don't have that problem with Brockton, but you know, we are really focused on making sure that women can have that access and take advantage of the mayor's executive order to increase and ensure that 17% of those contracts that come in from the city of Boston will be given to women of color. So that's who we are. And if you're interested in learning more about what we do, how to become certified, and how we can help you take your help your business get to that next step, feel free to reach out to me or to our website, which is www.cweonline.org, and reach out to us.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. I actually was going to ask that about what's the best way for someone to reach out to find out how you might be able to help them. So I think all of the panelists today, their information can be reached and accessed through the Metro South Chamber. Some of it is in the chat box, so you can reach them from there, because they're all incredible leaders and have so much, I think, to give to the community. And Kimberly, the other thing that I think is particularly timely about the work that you do is the report that came out in Massachusetts about minority business owners not getting as many state contracts as their white brothers and sisters. And so it's really nice to see that there's someone like you right here in our community that can help give advice to people interested in starting a business and even those that already have a business. I do want to give a little shout out to one of my dear friends and Easton residents and our select board chair, Dottie Fulgenetti. I saw that she's on the call or on this meeting. And so Dottie, it's always nice to have you here as part of our events, and thank you for all of the support that you give to the entire community. I did want to remind everyone to also check your emails when the program concludes, and make sure you check your junk mail just in case, to see if you won the gift card door prizes being given away today in support of local restaurants, eateries, and food shops. And so Lexi will be reaching out to you shortly. I hope that you are all inspired by the stories today and feel empowered to pursue the opportunities created through this program. We encourage you to all think about starting and growing your businesses locally, whatever it might be. And I know all of the panelists and everyone from the Metro South Chamber and myself, we're here to help you and to help you expand your network, because it really does take a village. I'm a strong proponent of that, and have used that for my own success. So I did want to give a few quick updates from the chapter, from the chamber as well. We have our weekly live virtual networking events, and the upcoming ones are March 10th, 18th, and 24th. We also have our business assistance calls on Fridays, and our special guest is Congressman Bill Keating. That is going to take place on March 19th. April 30th, we have our Small Business and Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. And on June 18th, our annual Athena Awards program. I want to thank our sponsors, our premier sponsor, Northeastern Savings Bank, and our supporting sponsors, of course, the City of Brockton, the Mayor's Office, the Mass Office of Business Development, U.S. Small Business Administration, our Chamber ambassadors, Chamber board members, and all of you for attending. Let's see, I know there was a couple of things here in the chat box I wanted to take a look. I know some people also wanted some of my information. You can definitely just Google Khanbabai Immigration Law, but I'll also put my information in the chat box, my email. Feel free to reach out. There are lots of amazing organizations that are willing to help immigrants that have issues. We know that the last 4 years were difficult, and I'm happy to make those connections as well. So this concludes the business panel portion of the program, and have a great and safe weekend. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Oh, Chris, you're on.
Sorry. Thank you, Mahsa, and thank you to all of our panelists for participating today. You really do make up the fabric of the community, and it's such a strength, especially going forward competitively as a region, and competing against others in the state and the nation. I did want to just remind you of the upcoming networking and the calls, as was mentioned, and encourage you to participate as much as you can. If you know of someone who you'd like to see featured in a panel like this, please suggest someone that you think would be great to highlight in their story. We would love to reach out to them and get the dialogue going. Again, Kimberly, David, Widline, Gina, Mahsa, thank you all for making this program what it is. Eli, I see you're on there, and I'm sorry we ran out of time, but I hope to have you back with the Congressman in 2 weeks. And thank you for being with us all these weeks over the last year and helping our businesses, our small businesses, access the assistance that they need to get through this pandemic time. So thank you all.
Chris, I just also want to say thank you for allowing us to sponsor such a beautiful event. This is a pleasure that we do for at Northeastern Savings Bank, and there was, I mean, as Mahsa said, there is a common theme among the wonderful entrepreneurs and the strength and the passion that they have to really make a difference in our community. And this is what we do. This is what we love. So thank you for allowing us to sponsor this event.
Thank you, Gina. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good weekend.